Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. This is a Black Pipe for You production. Brothers and sisters all around the world, this is your boy Umar Ibrahim. As you may or may not know, Ice Cube has put out his, I wouldn't say support, which is very unclear, but it seems like it might be support for the Trump Platinum Plan. Now, I am not a person who is very much involved in politics, even though I am in DC, but I figured that it'd be important for me to drop some good nuggets around this particular topic. I was 15 years old, and in the city of South Central, back in the day, Ice Cube was actually in 1987, somewhere in the hood at that time as well. Him and I are different generations, but very close in generations. That's full disclaimer. Now, you might be wondering what my response is to his personal plan. And it's clear that Ice Cube has flipped the fence on a lot of different things. He declares himself as a natural Muslim and says that he has lived a long lifespan, that he might be a Christian, he might be a Buddhist, he might be whatever, but he's not necessarily into organized religion. With that being said, it has to be made clear that when a celebrity goes on the nationalist tip, they're usually on their way down. Ice Cube was on the nationalist tip when he first went into the group talking about gays, the police, on his gangster rap tip. It wasn't necessarily conscious, but he was still dirty. Today, he's doing somewhat the same thing. Something that seems conscious, but he's still dirty. So what that means is the brother's confused. And we all know that we don't need confusion in today's society. Confusion is in many ways oppression. And we're experiencing a lot in this pandemic. So of course, the black community, I do not blame for them stepping up and expressing their dislike and discomfort for this type of activity around election time. It only adds confusion to the mind. So Cube is a rapper, for sure. And he wasn't a rapper who actually talked about doing all the right things. He talks about clubbing, talks about, fighting the police. But in reality, when you look at it, none of these things have been beneficial other than black people shaking their booty to some fine beats that he's dropped through some of his albums. So let's understand and make it clear. He said in his own words, his response to this was because of the George Floyd Act. And if you look at his videos, it seems like he's in a lot of pain from the George Floyd killing. And he said that he felt that no particular person was doing anything. But what you didn't understand, my brother Cube, is that you just woke up. There's been a lot of people out there doing it. They may have not been doing it the way you feel, and you did, like you said, set with both sides, meaning Biden and Trump. But that doesn't make it right, brother. It doesn't make it right at all. Promoting marijuana, drugs, violence, these things have a repercussion, a ripple. And as you know, being a person from South Central, him and myself, we've seen enough bloodshed for many generations. And the bloodshed that has occurred in South Central was beyond recognition. It was a genocide against black people. And I understand that hurts and that creates some internal trauma. And yet he himself has struggled because of this trauma, and you can see it in his eyes. Did it come from a sincere place? Whenever a brother does anything for his people, trust me, there is some good intentions deep in his heart regardless. Slavery was a very powerful, painful thing for African Americans. And I understand that psychological pain can occur from seeing violence not only in the inner city, but also hearing about violence in the history that black people have. In this case, Cube should have left this to qualified individuals and allowed for them to handle it. But as he clearly stated, This is a result of trauma, personal trauma that he has had in his life when he witnessed George Floyd. And I will let everyone know, if you didn't know about South Central, now you know. It doesn't take much to trigger brothers who have seen the violence that we have seen in South Central. So the reality, let's end police brutality, and let's end black on black crime, and let's end this injustice that we see going on in the hood. That's the bottom line. Stay strong. Another Black Plight for You production. Your brother, signing out. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.